Hey everyone, this is episode 0 of my XCOM 2 Long War campaign here at Hot Tips. Now, I don't have any videos uploaded of XCOM Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within, which is the first game and expansion, respectively, of this franchise. So the intention of this video is to recap XCOM Enemy Unknown and to get you familiar with the story so far, how XCOM works, and some of the more notable plot points within the first game that will matter going into the second game, including a brief introduction to some of the alien types, game mechanics, etc. By the end of this video, you'll have a decent understanding of what XCOM is, and that will make you more prepared for the XCOM 2 series, which episode 1 is already now available, link in the description. So if you've already played XCOM Enemy Unknown, you don't need this, you already know it, and you can skip right to episode 1. The footage you see in this video is XCOM Enemy Unknown, or XCOM EU as I'll be shortening it. This is what I'm summarizing for you here. As you can see, aliens have come to Earth, and a joint military installation has been activated known as XCOM, which is tasked with dealing with our extraterrestrial threat here.
Hello, Commander. In light of the recent extraterrestrial incursion, this Council of Nations has convened to approve the activation of the XCOM project.
The XCOM project begins in the continent of the player's choosing, and there are a variety of different bonuses and benefits to each starting location. In XCOM EU, the world leaders and powers, if you will, have knowledge of the threat and have pooled together resources to aid XCOM in their mission. Funding is generated from a council of people representing world powers and is sent to the players so long as they take care of the nations cutting the check. That council's, and their wishes, is represented by this awesome figurehead with an amazing voice.
Good luck, Commander.
Those resources can be spent on accelerating research projects to better understand the technology needed to fight, enhancing and expanding your base of operations to facilitate a better effort against the aliens, and upgrading your gear. Throughout the game, though, the aliens will cause mass devastation and panic to spread throughout the world, and if the panic rises too far and the aliens' presence becomes too high in any given country, that country may become too corrupt to remain, and or their leaders will pull out of the project altogether, losing faith in the XCOM project. The player can lose when enough nations drop out of the project. Throughout the campaign, the player, addressed as Commander by those you interact with, will be taking part in commanding a squad of 4 to 6 soldiers, or 6 to 8 soldiers if the Long War mod is installed, into randomly generated missions and tactical combat situations. There are some variety in these missions for which XCOM operatives uncover intelligence on alien technology, stop aliens from killing and terrorizing cities, rescuing VIPs, and a whole lot more, and they move closer and closer to understanding what the aliens are doing here and how to stop them. Central Officer John Bradford is your right-hand man on this mission. He's the guy that's in your ear, he's the guy introducing you to new missions, and ultimately he's responsible for the team that you are overseeing. There's also a research element in the game with Dr. Valen, as you'll need to uncover the secrets behind the alien artifacts and technologies if you hope to build an arsenal capable of defeating them.
Commander, with this research complete, my staff and I currently have nothing to study. I would like to ask your permission to autopsy the alien cadavers retrieved from your last 2 field operations. I'm sure you would agree that if we're going to defeat the aliens, we must understand their physiology.
Autopsies are performed on the bodies of the aliens that you can kill and collect, allowing the science team to learn more about them.
The tall one has, up until this point, been unofficially referred to as the Thin Man. Initial testing has revealed a concerted effort by the aliens to modify this specimen's genetic structure in such a way as to make it appear human. However, on closer inspection, they seem to have had some trouble concealing the eyes, which appear to be reptilian in nature.
Commander. I was wondering when you'd be stopping by. Welcome to engineering.
Chief Engineer Shen plays a critical role in the XCOM project as well, managing the facilities that ultimately build that which you will use to conquer the threat. These 3 characters the commander gets to know really well throughout the campaign, and they regularly speak to each other and you regarding different thoughts and ideas that they have as the progress of the war battles on. Eventually, though, you're tasked with building a device called the Arc Thrower, essentially a glorified stun gun capable of incapacitating an alien without killing it.
You're telling me that we should risk the lives of our troops so we can take one of these things alive?
Yes. Without a live specimen, I'm afraid we've reached the pinnacle of what my team is able to accomplish.
And how do you suggest we do this, Doctor?
The autopsy I've just completed confirms that the alien's physiology is quite similar to our own. A highly concentrated electrical current delivered at close range should cause
Close range? And what happens if it doesn't work? Do you really think this is worth the risk?
I do. We do not know our enemy. How can we hope to stop something that we do not understand? If we can capture one of these creatures alive, we may be able to communicate with it.
And interrogate it. Find out what they want. Where they're operating from.
Yes. That possibility outweighs all risks, in my opinion.
Dr. Valen uses methods to interrogate the aliens to find out more information as to what they want. Interrogating and dissecting aliens is what moves science forward for you and your team, and that research leads to new weapons like lasers and plasma weapons, as well as many other things that help you out.
There you are. Tactical. Do we have an eagle over these coordinates?
Recon satellite Delta 2 is just coming into line of sight. Now, sir. Coming on screen.
Nothing.
No, that's impossible. I know it's there.
Switch to thermal. Hello. Give me subsurface. Gotcha. Re-establish comms with all available ground.
Think of what we might find once we get inside that facility. Imagine what they might be doing down there.
I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
Okay, we found it. Now how do we get inside?
I thought you'd never ask.
Eventually, after you capture a shard from a unique alien simply referred to as an outsider, you're able to create a skeleton key, which will allow you to access an alien base that's been discovered underground. This is obviously a tough fight, as it's a battle in the alien's own environment, and there are many within the structure protecting it. If the player can kill or capture the sectoid commander, the leader of the base with incredible psionic abilities, or abilities that allow the alien to utilize their mind as a weapon directly against others, such as controlling the minds of others, the knowledge gained from doing so will allow XCOM to build a psionics lab and implement their own methods of training troops with psionic potential.
Central, this is Big Sky. The rubber's on the road and the kids are in the back seat.
Roger that, Voodoo 3-1. See you inside. Central out. Something wrong, Doctor?
Don't you think a victory celebration is a bit premature at this juncture?
We just neutralized their central command. We've got no other alerts on the entire system, and we took out their leader. In my book, that's a win, Doctor.
After attacking the base, the aliens retaliate in an unexpected way.
What the hell?
Sir! Internal systems are shutting down all over HQ!
This is Central. Security status red. Repeat. What have you done? Answer me!
Sir! We're picking up movement near the outer perimeter. Multiple sensors have been tripped. We have a breach!
Hitting the XCOM base hard and by surprise. The player doesn't know it's coming until it's too late. Many of your staff are mind-controlled and attacking each other, and the base must now be defended. If successful, you'll recover with some bumps and bruises and a little lighter squad, unless you manage to make it out of there without any casualties. The late game starts with something called a hyperwave relay to get a fix on the Overseer UFO, shooting it down, and then researching some more. The end results of all of this is increasing the psionic abilities of a soldier which will volunteer to go with the best of the best team you have to attack the mothership, the Temple ship. This ship is guarded by the most enemies the commander has faced yet, but hopefully XCOM has progressed in their abilities to be strong enough to defeat it. The Ethereals, the final alien type the player will discover, have incredible psionic abilities, and the fight here at the end is difficult. If successful though, XCOM will defeat the alien threat and end the war. XCOM 2 assumes that you lost this war. If the commander is successful in XCOM EU, then the game is over. The threat is eliminated and everyone can go home and on their merry way. There would be no need for XCOM 2 to exist. So, for the second game, we'll be picking up in a reality where XCOM lost the war. XCOM 2 starts 20 years after the events of XCOM EU, and the aliens have completely taken over the Earth and have reformed the government to fit their will.
Loyal citizens, I stand before you truly humbled on this 20th anniversary of Unification Day. We once again celebrate the fall of the unjust and corrupt governments of old. We honor the arrival of our saviors from the stars who ushered in 2 decades of peace and prosperity. And we rejoice in the total destruction of the insurgent organization known as XCOM.
XCOM lives.
So with that recap, you are now adequately prepared for the plot of XCOM 2. Now I skipped a lot of really great things and kind of grazed over some pretty important concepts for XCOM here, but most of them aren't important for you to know in order to get where XCOM 2 begins. I'll see you in episode 1, which is already live. A link to that is in the description down below. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.